Hello, and thank you for joining me today. I'm glad you've taken a moment out of your day to sit down and focus on something truly important. We often spend our lives working hard, caring for our families, and building a home. But there comes a time when we need to think about how to protect everything we've built. It's about more than just money or property. It's about your peace of mind and the well-being of the people you love most. Estate planning is a term that sounds very formal, perhaps even a bit intimidating. But, at its heart, it is simply a gift to your family. It is a way to ensure that your wishes are respected and that your loved ones aren't left with difficult choices or confusion during an already emotional time. Today, we are going to walk through this process together, step by step, slowly and clearly. We aren't in a hurry. We are here to gain clarity and comfort. In the next 40 minutes, we are going to explore the world of estate planning specifically for those of us over the age of 55. You might be wondering, is this really for me? I'm not a millionaire. That is one of the most common misconceptions. Estate planning is not just for the wealthy. It is for anyone who has a home, a bank account, a car, or even just cherished personal belongings that they want to pass on to a specific person. We will talk about why this stage of life is the perfect time to get your affairs in order. When we are younger, we often feel like we have all the time in the world. But as we reach our 60s and 70s, we start to value certainty. We want to know that if something happens to us, our spouse will be taken care of. Our children won't have to fight in court. And our medical wishes will be followed exactly as we intended. During this video, we will break down the basic documents everyone should have. We will look at the common mistakes that even the most well-meaning people make and how you can avoid them. We will also look at real-life situations that many American retirees face every day. By the time we reach the end of our time together today, you will have a much clearer picture of what you need to do next. The goal here isn't to make you an expert in law. The goal is to give you the confidence to start the conversation. It's about taking the what-ifs out of the future. Whether you are already retired or just starting to plan for it, this information is designed to help you feel more secure. So, please, settle in, maybe have a cup of tea, and let's begin this journey toward peace of mind together. Let's start at the very beginning by defining what we mean by estate planning. Think of your estate as everything you own. This includes your house, your savings, your retirement accounts, your life insurance, and even your furniture or jewelry. Planning is simply the process of deciding who will receive these things when you are no longer here, and who will make decisions for you if you become unable to do so yourself. The most famous document in this process is the will. A will is a legal document that states your wishes regarding the distribution of your property and the care of any minor children. It's a roadmap for the court to follow. However, a will only goes into effect after you pass away. It's important to remember that a will often goes through a process called probate, which is a court-supervised procedure to prove the will is valid and to distribute assets. Another term you might hear often is a trust. Many people find trusts very helpful because they can help your family avoid the probate process entirely. A trust is a separate legal entity that can hold your assets while you are still alive. You can still control everything, but the trust makes it much easier to transfer those assets to your heirs later on. It's like a box where you put your property. You hold the key now, but you've already decided who gets the key next. Then there is the power of attorney. This is a very important document that many people overlook. It allows you to appoint someone you trust, perhaps a spouse or an adult child, to make financial or legal decisions on your behalf if you become ill or injured and cannot speak for yourself. This ensures that your bills continue to be paid and your home is managed according to your wishes, even if you are temporarily sidelined. We also have to mention health care directives. Sometimes called a living will, this document tells your doctors and your family what kind of medical treatment you want or don't want in an emergency. It takes the burden of these incredibly difficult decisions off the shoulders of your loved ones. Instead of them having to guess what you would want, you have already told them, which is a great act of love and kindness. Finally, let's talk briefly about beneficiary designations. Did you know that some of your most important assets might not even be covered by your will? Things like your 401k, your IRA, or your life insurance policies usually go directly to the person you named on the account's beneficiary form. This is why it is so vital to check those forms every few years to make sure the names are still correct. Common mistakes. Now that we understand the basics, let's talk about some of the common mistakes that many people make. Understanding these can help you avoid a lot of stress down the road. The biggest mistake, by far, is simply doing nothing. Many people put off estate planning because it feels uncomfortable, or because they think they have plenty of time. But the truth is, not having a plan means the state laws where you live will decide what happens to your assets, and those laws might not align with what you want. Another common error is failing to update documents after a major life change. Life happens. People get married, they get divorced, children are born, and unfortunately, loved ones pass away. If you wrote your will 20 years ago, it might name someone who is no longer in your life or fail to include a new grandchild. It is a good habit to review your documents every 3 to 5 years, or whenever a big change occurs in your family. A third mistake is not telling your family where your documents are kept. You can have the best plan in the world, but if your children can't find the paperwork in an emergency, it won't help them. You don't necessarily have to share every detail of your finances right now if you aren't comfortable, but someone you trust should know the location of your will, the key to your safe deposit box, and the contact information for your lawyer or financial advisor. We also see many people who forget to coordinate their beneficiary designations with their will. As we mentioned earlier, if your life insurance says one thing and your will says another, the life insurance company is going to follow the beneficiary form, not the will. See, this can lead to confusion and hurt feelings among heirs. Making sure everything is synchronized is a crucial step that is often missed in the rush to get things done. Finally, let's talk about the mistake of DIY estate planning. While there are many kits and websites available today, estate laws vary significantly from state to state. A small mistake in how a document is signed or witnessed can make the entire document invalid in court. For something this important, it is often worth the investment to have a professional look over your work to ensure it is legally sound and will actually do what you want it to do. Real-life situations. To make this more concrete, let's look at some situations that real American retirees often face. Consider the story of Robert. Robert owned his home and had a modest savings account. He always told his son that he wanted him to have the house. However, Robert never put it in writing. When Robert passed away, he had no will. Because of the laws in his state, the house had to be sold to pay for various administrative costs, and the remaining money was divided in a way that Robert hadn't intended. A simple will could have changed everything for his son. Then there is the situation of Mary and John, a couple who have been happily married for 40 years. They assumed that if one of them became ill, the other would automatically be able to handle all the finances. But when John had a stroke and was unable to communicate, Mary found out she couldn't access John's individual retirement account to pay for his specialized care because she didn't have power of attorney. This added immense financial stress to an already heartbreaking situation. Think about the family home. Often, this is the most valuable thing a person owns. Many seniors want their children to keep the home, but they don't realize that their children might not be able to afford the taxes or the maintenance. Or perhaps one child wants to live in the home while the others want to sell it. By talking about these things now and putting a plan in place, you can prevent family arguments and ensure your home remains a source of joy, not a source of conflict. We also see situations involving blended families. If you have children from a previous marriage, estate planning becomes even more important. Without a clear plan, your current spouse might inherit everything, and your children from your first marriage might be left with nothing. This isn't usually what people want to happen, but it is a very common outcome when there is no formal estate plan in place to protect everyone involved. Lastly, consider the what-if of long-term care. Many of us worry about the cost of a nursing home or assisted living. Proper estate planning can sometimes include strategies to protect your assets while still allowing you to qualify for help if you need it. These are the kinds of real-world problems that a good plan addresses. It's not just about what happens after you're gone. It's about making sure you are taken care of right now and in the years to come. Practical steps. If you're feeling a bit overwhelmed, don't worry. The best way to handle this is to take it one small step at a time. The first step is simply to make an inventory. Sit down with a notepad and list what you own. Write down your bank accounts, your retirement funds, your property, and any valuable personal items. Don't worry about the exact dollar amounts right now. Just get a general idea of what makes up your estate. The second step is to think about the who. Who do you want to receive your assets? Who do you trust to be your executor, the person who will carry out the instructions in your will? And who do you trust to be your power of attorney if you can't make decisions for yourself? These are big questions, so take your time. Talk it over with your spouse or a very close friend. And there is no need to rush these choices. Once you have your list and your people in mind, the third step is to gather your documents. Find your property deeds, your insurance policies, and your current bank statements. Put them all in one safe place. This master folder will be the foundation of your plan. Just having everything in one spot will make you feel much more organized and in control of the situation. The fourth step is to consult with a professional. While you can do a lot of the preparation yourself, an estate planning attorney or a qualified financial advisor can help you navigate the specific laws in your state. They can help you decide if a trust is right for you or if a simple will is enough. They can also ensure that all the language in your documents is correct, so there are no surprises for your family later. And the fifth step is to actually sign the documents. This sounds obvious, but many people have documents drafted and then let them sit on a desk for months without ever signing them. A will or a power of attorney isn't legal until it is signed and, in most cases, witnessed or notarized. Make it a priority to get those signatures done so you can officially check this off your list. Finally, make sure you share the plan. You don't have to give everyone a copy, but tell your executor and your family where the documents are located. Give a copy of your healthcare directive to your primary doctor. By sharing this information, you are ensuring that your plan will actually work when it is needed. Each of these steps is a building block toward your peace of mind. If the situation is complex, sometimes family dynamics or financial situations can feel complicated. Maybe there is a child who struggles with money, or perhaps there is a family member who requires special care. If your situation feels complex, please know that you are not alone. Many families face these challenges, and there are specific estate planning tools designed to help you navigate them with compassion and fairness. If you are worried about a family member's ability to manage an inheritance, you can use a trust to distribute the money over time rather than in one lump sum. This allows you to provide for them while also ensuring the money lasts. It's a way to continue caring for them even when you aren't there to do it yourself. This kind of planning can take a huge weight off your shoulders. If there is tension in the family, being very clear in your documents can actually help reduce conflict. When you state your wishes clearly and legally, it leaves less room for arguments. You can even include a letter of instruction that explains why you made certain decisions. This personal touch can go a long way in helping your family understand your heart and your intentions. The most important thing to remember is that you don't have to solve everything perfectly. Any plan is better than no plan. If you are feeling anxious, take a deep breath. Focus on the most important things first, like your medical wishes and your spouse's security. You can always add more detail to your plan later as you feel more comfortable. You've worked hard your whole life, and you deserve to feel secure about the future. Estate planning isn't about looking toward the end. It's about making the most of the present by removing the clouds of uncertainty. You are doing a great thing for yourself and for everyone you love. Be patient with yourself as you move through this process. You are doing just fine. To help you get started with these steps, we have prepared something special for you. We know that sometimes the hardest part is just knowing which question to ask first. So, we've created a professional PDF checklist specifically for Americans over 55. It's a simple, clear guide that walks you through everything we've talked about today, from making your inventory to choosing your representatives. This checklist is completely free. We wanted to provide a tool that you can print out and keep in your master folder. It's designed to be easy to read and easy to follow, with plenty of space for you to make your own notes. You can use it as a guide when you talk to your family or when you sit down with a professional. You can find the link to download this checklist in the description box right below this video. And there's no catch and no pressure. It's just a resource to help you move forward with confidence. We believe that everyone should have access to this kind of clarity, and we hope it makes the process feel a little bit easier for you. Frequently asked questions. Before we wrap up, let's answer a few questions that we hear quite often. One common question is, does a will avoid probate? The answer, generally, is no. A will tells the probate court what you want to happen, but the court still has to oversee the process. If avoiding probate is a priority for you, you might want to look into a revocable living trust or transfer on death accounts. Another question is, can I change my mind later? Absolutely. As long as you are mentally capable, you can change your will, your trust, or your power of attorney at any time. In fact, we recommend reviewing them every few years to make sure they still reflect your life and your wishes. Nothing is set in stone until it needs to be used. People often ask, how much does estate planning cost? The cost can vary depending on where you live and how complex your situation is. While hiring a lawyer has an upfront cost, it is often much cheaper than the legal fees your family might face if they have to go to court to settle an estate without a plan. Think of it as an investment in your family's future peace and quiet. Finally, we often hear, do I need a lawyer for every little thing? Not necessarily. Simple things like updating your beneficiaries on a bank account can usually be done with a simple form from the bank. However, for the legal documents like wills and trusts, having a professional's eyes on them is the best way to ensure they will stand up in court. It provides that extra layer of protection and certainty. We have covered a lot of ground today, and I want to thank you for staying with me. We talked about the basics of wills and trusts, the importance of powers of attorney, and the peace of mind that comes from having a plan. Remember, the goal of all of this is to make things easier for you and for the people you love. You are taking a very responsible and loving step by even thinking about these things. Don't feel like you have to do everything by tomorrow. Estate planning is a process, not a race. Start by downloading the checklist, or just by making a simple list of what you own. Small actions lead to big results. Each step you take is a weight off your shoulders and a gift to your family. You are doing a wonderful job. Please remember that this video is for educational purposes only. Laws can be different depending on which state you live in, so it is always a good idea to check with a professional in your area if you need personal advice for your specific situation. This video is here to give you the foundation and the confidence to start that journey. Thank you again for your time today. It has been a pleasure walking through this with you. Take care of yourself, take a breath, and know that you are moving in the right direction. I wish you and your family all the best and a very peaceful day ahead.